It
Hello,
should.
silence. Did it work?
Alrighty. Should be working now. Yep, there it is. It's going.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and happy Easter to those who celebrate it, and a happy Sunday to those who don't. Back in business with PowerWash Simulator today because it is now spring, and why not spring cleaning?
Woo! Easy
Yep.
money.
Oh, yeah. And once again, I am back with the ever-eccentric Mr. Haos.
Indeed, for if I ever were to stop being eccentric, I would explode.
And the always fearsome half kaiju Linkzilla.
Yep. Happy Easter.
Yeah. And last time, if I recall correctly, we took care of the motorbike and sidecar while I'm complaining about the comfort of the freaking seat and the fire station, which was a big job and a half in itself. Today, though, we're going to be, depending on time, we're going to be taking care of hopefully 2 vehicles and the forest cottage. And since we cleaned up the fire station last week, why not we continue by cleaning one of their trucks? Alright, from Denver Drill. FA, we're currently down in Awkward Falls, about to risk life and limb because someone thinks they saw the mayor's cat licking its paw under the waterfall.
Aww.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat is still missing. It's got to stop, and I got a brainwave. Bring the old truck from the garage, give it a clean up, and I'll send recruits out on that wild goose chase while the rest of us get on with all the proper jobs. It's, pardon my language, it's hella filthy, and if you do your thing to make it sparkling, the mayor will never tell the difference. Thanks, pal. No worries. I know more often than not that firemen gets called to call cat to get rescue cats from trees, but frickin' waterfalls? Jeez. Oh yeah, and I also decorated my washer to look like a donut.
I
Because
honestly
it's cute.
think that if your cat isn't afraid of a waterfall, then...
Oh my god, look out of the windows!
oh my god.
Smiley face.
I feel bad to do this, but it has to be done.
I'm sorry, little Smiley.
Yep. Anyways, now since we're talking about spring and Easter, I'm wondering, do you guys have any interesting memories from your earlier days celebrating Easter with the family or something?
None that really comes to mind, no, unfortunately.
Yep, not so much.
Just all the old excited, happy to see the Easter basket from the bunny sort of thing, right?
I guess so.
Well, I got an interesting memory. Now, as everyone knows, I grew up a Nintendo kid. And I remember one Easter when I got my Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah, I skipped the normal Game Boy Advance and got the SP when I was a kid. You want to know the first game I got with that?
Pokemon?
Surprisingly enough, no. It was the OG Metroid Fusion.
Ah.
It came
I
out.
You
honestly
have been
thought that
quite
game would be too
scared.
intense for you.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, it didn't seem that scary to me until the first moment I saw the SAX, but I still continued playing. I was a weird kid, but yeah. Yeah, no, you see, the thing was, my parents... Sorry, the Easter Bunny got me this. Okay, I admit it was my parents, but the Easter Bunny got me. Why did I do that again? It was like one of those special game handheld packs where I got both the game and of course my Game Boy Advance at the same time. And it was like the special black and silver one. So it wasn't just like any of the other colors. No. This was the cool black and silver one.
Ah.
Car trips have been more fun since then, especially at night. Since of course it had the whole backlit screen. Woo!
Woo!
This gets me curious, guys. Do you have memories of what was your first handheld?
Yep, I certainly do. I remember growing up that it's like, well, how do I put this? Video games were some of those things that we just basically kind of grew to accept were just things that happened to other people, but not us. Because basically, like, we didn't think our parents would actually shell out the money to actually get us any kind of gaming system. And, well, that's an entirely different can of worms. Then came one crazy day where, out of nowhere, my mom presents 2 Game Boy Colors to me and my older brother. I got this really bright lime green one. He got this clear, see-through purple one. What?
Oh my god! Your mom... You know, I find that funny and ironic. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because those are the exact colors my sister and I got when we had our Game Boy Colors.
Wow. I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't mean to interrupt, but as soon as he said those colors, holy...
I guess they were just a set. Oh, yeah, I can come up with.
Yeah, no, they were separate things, but those were the... Oh, hang on. You know, there's a theory that the cat's not really missing. Oh? Why do you think that, Denver? The mayor's using it as a distraction device so no one else knows all the pipeline stuff. What pipeline stuff? What's he talking about?
Good question.
Okay, I am back. Sorry, got boiled eggs on the stove.
Yeah, no worries. Have an egg salad for lunch or something?
Actually, I figured I'd just do the eggs as like they are, but if I feel the need, I'll chop them up, mix them with some mayonnaise, mustard, and chopped pickle. That does sound good.
Yeah, I am so sorry for interrupting your story there, but I just got like flashbacks to the memories of one Christmas when I got my Game Boy Color, and so did my sister. I got the lime green one, and she ended up getting the purple, the cool see-through purple one.
Unbelievable. Maybe they were both on sale at the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember my mom, she basically took us through Walmart, taking us to the selection of Game Boy games, telling us to pick out which ones that we wanted to play. I know that my brother basically went through for the Pokemon games. He ended up getting himself Pokemon Crystal. But I suddenly remember seeing something that I honestly didn't expect to see from modern-day Game Boy. So, because at the time, I honestly still thought that he was one of my best-kept secrets. I found a Godzilla game. It was a game based off of the TriStar Godzilla series that was developed for Fox Kids, and it was based on the Monster Wars trilogy. That's the trilogy where the tachyon aliens come. They take over, they brainwash all the monsters on Earth to control them, and they basically start attacking cities, basically destroy all monsters, except in cartoon form. You basically take control of Godzilla, you scour the world, and you have to fight off all the monsters in order to stop the alien invasion. So, it was a pretty fun game. I remember basically wasting a whole lot of time to it.
That's cool. Hey,
Yep.
hey, Alice, do you have memories of your first handheld game?
I want to say it was Mega Man ZX. That's the
Ooh.
earliest one I can think of. In
Ah,
terms of a handheld game that I specifically owned.
oh, that's a good one.
I'll say.
How'd you get your first Game Boy or other handheld anyways, Chaos?
Want to say it was just about a Christmas list, and that's what I got it. That's what I usually get new consoles, anyhow.
Ah, Santa list. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But
Yeah, I just thought... Of course, I didn't get like a Game Boy Advance Pokemon game. That was my sister. She ended up getting Emerald, and I felt bad for her because she also experienced her first shiny troll.
Oh, she found something that she thought was a tiny, but what was a shiny, but ended up not being.
Oh, worse.
How much worse?
She found a shiny, but was not able to use Pokeballs yet.
Oh, that is awful. So
I
it was in the
know.
pre-game tutorial. It just
Yes.
happened to be a shiny.
A shiny Poochyena to boot.
That's cruel.
Ouch.
That is the universe expressing abject cruelty.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember the Game Boy could basically come up with some very... I remember basically like it was a great way to just pass the time. No matter what you were waiting on, you could basically just break out the Game Boy and just get lost in it.
I know. And even I admit the library wasn't exactly the best at the time, but hey. There was still some good games on there.
Well, like, it really just... I think that the variety actually helps it, because you basically had so many different options to choose from that eventually you're going to find something that you like. I mean, that's how I found Conker's Pocket Tales.
Yeah.
We all know what that ended up turning into.
Uh-huh. Everyone knows that game.
Yep. What other games did I play on
I think it started off as like a cute little kids game about a squirrel, and then it turned into, well, that.
Yeah. I also remember my brother. One of the first games he got was actually a Game Boy game based on Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It was where you take control of Obi-Wan, and you basically go throughout like the stages of all the movies and basically like kind of reenact the film. Of course, I don't really remember much of anything. I do remember the final level that we basically strived so hard to get to. We made a save file for it once we got there. Final level where you have a showdown with Darth Maul. It's like, we went through the entire game for this. We definitely don't want to waste this opportunity.
Yeah. I remember
hearing Duel of the Fates being played through a Game Boy's sound speakers, that's one of the things that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that 8-bit Game Boy sound.
Yeah.
Now with copyright.
Oh, yeah. These companies these days are very picky about copyright.
I know,
I know
right?
the Monster Energy Drink Company is trying to sue Monster Hunter and Nintendo for using the word monster.
Are you
That
freaking...
that is
No!
some of the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Ugh.
The fact that there are apparently stories about companies like that actually getting away with it really makes me mad. Because
The
seriously,
the only thing that makes me even more angry than that is the time that somebody tried to copyright "Happy Birthday."
You're kidding.
Yep, somebody tried to trademark the song "Happy Birthday to You," and basically, like,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
wanted royalties anytime somebody sang it.
yeah. Oh, Calvin, be careful! He says, hey, bud, you know the mayor's cat is still... Hang on. Hey, bud, you know that the mayor's cat is still missing? I'm up on the volcano, and I think I see him on the outer rim. I'm going for a closer look. Yeah,
The
be
cat,
very careful.
the
Yeah, the
cat
cat...
is on the rim of the volcano.
At least that's what he believes. But Denver believes that there's a theory that the cat's not really missing. The mayor's using it as a distraction device so no one notices all that pipeline stuff. Which I'm not sure
Ah.
what he's talking about.
Well, if the mayor is building a pipeline, maybe he doesn't actually have the zoning permits for it.
Mm.
Which is odd, considering that he's the mayor. He's the one that has to approve zoning permits. Or maybe basically he's like skimming away some of the tax budget towards this pipeline project that wasn't exactly approved.
Yeah.
Have you guys basically ever played a Game Boy game so long and presumably you used headphones while you were playing it so you didn't disturb anybody else? And then hours later, when you try to go to sleep, you start hearing the Game Boy's music in your ears?
Been
no.
there, done that tons of times.
I'm glad, because I thought that it was just me, especially when Haos said no. Like, I remember basically when I was at school, there were times where friggin' I had to basically wait for a car ride to come pick me up and take me home. I would just basically sit at the front of the school in the hallway playing Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy. Then hours later, as I'm trying to go to sleep, I would suddenly hear the Pokemon bicycle of music playing that.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then,
love those bicycle music themes.
and then the battle music.
Yeah, I liked Yellow. It was a good game. Gen
I
1
think
was
that
buggy as heck, but come on, you gotta admit, it's got its good points.
I think that Yellow is definitively the only Pokemon game I've ever actually played to completion. And I honestly think that it's basically because it just has the charm of what I think it would actually be like to be in the Pokemon world. Plus, it's like the only game I know where you can actually catch Mew, so that's a plus.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And there are two different methods to do it. I mean, I've only ever done the one, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, if you get like any of the Game Boy Advance Virtual Boy things, they actually put in some of those special events in the games. Like, for example, if you play it on Crystal, you get the Celebi event.
Wow.
Hee. This nozzle's gonna be my best friend, I know it.
I would hope so. It's good having friends in these types of games.
Any. But yeah. But yeah, it's just sometimes those old games have those like really catchy tunes that you don't want to get out of your head.
Yep. Although, basically, hearing them when you're trying to sleep can be annoying.
Oh. Hey Doc, we have a lovely little job for you up at the house when you're free. No weird stuff, promise. Okay. It's definitely Ulysses. I can see his funny leg. Oh gosh! The cat's been found! Calvin, be very careful. Why would a cat hang out 10 feet from a lava flow, though? Wait, what? I guess it's like the world's best log fire. Oh my gosh, I hope that kitty's okay.
The cat isn't afraid of a waterfall and clearly isn't bothered by lava or volcanic fumes.
Yeah, no. No, by the sounds of things, the cat was never at the waterfall. He was over at the volcano the whole time.
Ah.
I hope it's not up to any shenanigans. Like lowering down mice into the volcano to summon forth the cat god to wipe out humanity. This might have happened at some point.
How would you know that may have happened at some point?
Games have taken me to weird places.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some concepts of games are just plain weird, yet still entertaining as heck. Alrighty, let's see. Ah. This gets me wondering, what was your absolute favorite game on the Game Boy? Be it Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. Doesn't matter.
You want to take it, Haos?
I didn't really ever have a Game Boy.
Oh.
Closest I get to owning a Game Boy is messing around with my neighbor's Game Boy, which I accidentally did a boo-boo.
Oh no!
You snapped it in half.
No, not that. They were playing Pokemon.
And you saved over their save file.
Yes, because when I see the option for new game, my brain immediately went to, oh, so this way I can have my own save file, I don't interrupt their game.
Oh
Boy,
yeah, that
did
was
I not...
Oh yeah, they had only one save file in those ones.
And they didn't really warn you ahead of time.
Yep.
Oops. Actually,
I felt bad.
Yeah. Was your neighbor understanding about that, since of course you didn't know and there was like no warning?
I don't remember the detail that happened afterwards, to be quite honest, but I do remember feeling bad about it.
Yeah, this is why I like games with multiple save files, especially if you are borrowing someone else's or you have siblings.
Or at least they make it obvious about what an option will do. Because labeling something new game does nothing. Also, as a reminder, out of the three of us, I'm the only one who's seen the Mario Brothers movie recently, right?
Yep.
Probably not going to be able to see it for a while.
Fun movie. And from what I understand, it has performed very well. And it certainly helps that Chris Pratt was a lot better in the final product than he was in the advertisement. And for people thinking, oh, he should do the actual accent of Mario. One little commercial bit that they have of the game actually had him replicate it, so he can do it. He can do what Charles Martinet does. It's just they didn't want Charles Martinet to voice to be what it was used, the accent anyway. Fun fact, Charles Martinet himself is actually two characters in the movie. he's an Italian guy that supports the Mario Brothers, who has Mario's signature voice and is a very self-aware reference.
Nice.
And then he's also Mario's father, which I find good, because that's a nice little way to, you know, reference the fact that he is the de facto Mario. Yeah, ultimately, without going too much spoilers, I think voice acting wise, everyone did a really good job, and I liked how it all was.
I'm okay within a whiskers of Ulysses now. Oh, Calvin, be careful!
Oh God.
We're on this outcrop of Mount Rushless is rumbling more than ever. Uh-oh.
Well, that's not good.
And, I've always been a dog man, but now I know why. Oh, gosh. What the heck? Oh, that's going to be starting a little bit of a friendly disagreement. Look what the police force did!
What?
Look what they ran on top of the truck in the dust.
Wah, 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 wah.
All first responders are equal. No one's ruling. No one's drooling. Unless you're a jerk about it.
For a split second, I was gonna say, unless you're into that.
I mean, I could make a comment about how friggin' the ambulances take nearly an hour to arrive, police nearly take 2 hours to arrive, and yet the fire engine and the fire department, they arrive within 5 minutes. I think that we all know who's really on top here.
Yes. It would be LT because she's currently on top of the fire truck.
Yep.
And that face palm was expertly timed. Well done.
He's not wrong, Link. He's not wrong.
Another thing I liked about the Super Mario Bros. Movie is that it really does take inspiration from all around the general lore of Mario. Not just the games, but also some other media as well. Like, apparently... Like, we have to see some of Mario and Luigi's extended family, and one that was like mentioned in like in one of the older cartoon shows, Uncle Tony, he actually makes an appearance. I found that amusing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
This goes to show exactly how... That definitely sounds like it shows how much Illumination and Nintendo really put a lot of love into that film.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hilarious if Indiana Joe showed up.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was a one-off character from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. He's basically an overweight version of Indiana Jones, but he is famous for having no face.
Oh God.
Oh, hey, I got the rest of the truck done.
Yay!
Well, you never know. Maybe after the next indie movie comes out, and from what I understand, potentially bomb. We might actually have that happen from the next movie.
Yeah, ever since like the first Sonic movie, a lot of gaming movies have been coming out that's been pretty good, decent at worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like the Detective Pikachu movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. Naturally, Nintendo was gonna wait and see how well the Mario Bros. Movie did, so before they officially greenlight any attempts of doing any more such movies. Naturally, with it doing over between its release to now over $90 million. Yeah, I think we might be undergoing the rise of the downfall of the superhero movies and the rise of the video game movies.
Yeah, sorry about that. My okay, handles, 2, hose, and steps. Okay, well at least I know what the steps are, and that's these buggers. Yeah, so yeah, sorry about that. One of my sisters knocked and asked about some chicken that I bought for everyone's dinner yesterday. Because I was being nice, and I thought, you know what, grab some chicken, some salads, there you go, easy dinner. It was like $5. I wasn't going to complain about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see about bringing the ladder back here so I could get to the steps a little better. There we go. Now, which handles did I miss? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. That's another one. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Oh, wait. I just saw it. It's this one. Yeah! Here we go. All set is the dang hose, and I'm guessing it's this little thing right here. Yep. There we go.
Hi, mirror shine.
Look at that. It only took me, what, 30 minutes? Not even that. No, I'm gonna... Oh, wait, we had a late start. Nah, about 15. F.A., you're a legend. That's absolutely pristine. Even the rest gone. That should get the mayor off our backs for a while, which means we can all get back to doing the jobs we're paid for. Thanks, pal. No worries, Denver. No worries. Let's see here. Back to this. An RC. Oh, you know, I think Calvin's been looking for an RC, but first, let's clean the forest cottage. It's been waiting long enough. From H and G Hexenjäger. We are two humble confectioners, brother and sister, living on our own deep in the woods of the national park, and there's absolutely nothing strange about that.
I was just about to make a Hansel and Gretel joke.
Oh my god! First we got Mother Hubbard, and now Hansel and Gretel!
Keep reading.
We're also the creators of the finest gingerbread to ever grace the country. But to stay on top, we need consistent reinvention. And our dream forest home has become a grubby grotto, affecting our ability to dream up wonderful new recipes. Can you come and restore our cottage and with it our creative flow? Danke!
Dunka.
Sure thing, you two! It looks like a cute little cottage anyway. holidays where we get some candy. Speaking of which, I'm gonna pop in a dark chocolate candy egg in here. Once I open up the dang package.
Man, now you basically got me going. I want to basically go get some milk and cookies.
Ah. Oh man, I love the smell of dark chocolate. Very nice.
Yep.
Okay, it is a little grimy, but it doesn't look too bad compared to most other jobs I've had.
Yep. Surprised that it's not made out of candy.
Let's see. I know it's natural for people to be suspicious, but we really are who we say we are. There we go. It's a happy cottage.
Just take a picture or just sends it over.
Got the window cleaned up. Thankfully, this is all wood, and that's all. All I have to worry about is all the lichen.
Yep.
The what?
Lichen.
Like what? I don't get it, guys. What do we like, Ken?
If Gerald and his entire family can be likened to a compost heap, and I think they can, then Gerald is the biggest weed growing out of it.
There we go, got a wooden print. There we go. And look how charming even the freaking window looks. Why
Yep.
would anyone be suspicious about this place? I mean, look at that. That is like the most charming little window I've ever seen. Oh, look, there's more charming little windows. Heck, I wouldn't mind coming over to Hansel and Gretel's little candy shop. Heck, something tells me I'll be inspiring them to make little power washer themed candies. Trust me, anybody can make a candy out of anything. I mean, I've seen videos in the past of people making those like little hard candies of like different like shapes, like pandas, channel logos, pictures. There we go. Got another windowsill done, and here we go with another charming window. But I'm curious on who the next, like, fairy tale reference we're gonna get in here. I mean, the only other place where I've seen other obscure fairy tale references is in frickin' Shrek.
Well, here's hoping that basically we come across a girl wearing a red cape.
Yeah. I hope Calvin is okay with getting Ulysses. Haven't heard the result of that.
Who knows, maybe we'll find a farm with a beanstalk on it.
Oh, yeah. They were doing these windows to get a good chunk of the cottage done at the same time. There we go. Look at that. Nice and shiny. And now to get the long boy on. Okay, that was a stretch considering how far away it is, but thankfully we got the other long boy, or tall boy in this case. I have a feeling I'm gonna be jumping off onto the roof. Got it. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Speaking of cool things that I seen that one would see on the internet that you never thought you would see a video of, what are some? Are there any videos like that you guys have seen it at all?
I know that recently I've come across videos of people who build Lego machines that assemble food.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Basically, there are so many different versions to talk about. There's one that's basically like a little miniature burger stand where you press a button and the Lego machine assembles a cheeseburger for you. And then another where basically everything goes on conveyor belts. The machine makes a pizza, and basically at the end of the line it slides the pizza right into the oven. And I saw another one in my video feed that I haven't watched yet. It's a taco machine.
Oh, nice.
And all of it's made out of Lego.
Yeah,
Which
speaking of...
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you mean those stop motion things?
No, it's not stop motion. It's actual Lego machines
Oh
that
my
are set up
gosh.
to little Lego motors.
Oh my gosh, that is coolest. That is the coolest thing ever. I mean, the closest thing...
Yeah,
The
go ahead.
sorry. The closest thing I ever seen to something like that is those like Lego stop motion things.
Yep. It actually reminds me of back when I was a kid, and I thought that Lego is advancing so quickly that one day in the future, everybody's just gonna just throw up their hands and start making everything out of Lego.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, what was the most interesting thing you've seen, Haos, on the internet?
Not too certain, to be honest. I'm sorry.
He's seen too many things.
Yeah, understandable. Well, the main thing I see in the most recent days is those wood turning videos where they make things out of pencil crayons and resin.
That's basically where they take a whole bunch of them, they bind them together with rubber bands, then they use these wood turning, and then they carve them into shapes while they're spinning real fast, right?
That's the ones.
I saw something like that, only like the one that I recently saw, they didn't do it with like crayons or colored pencils. No, they did it out of colored paper.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
They made a
paper.
bowl.
Well, paper is made out of wood technically, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Figure while I was up here, I'd take care of that one. Why didn't I do it for the other side? You know what? I think I will. Woo! This roof is steep. Yeah. And then, of course, there's the stop motion Lego stuff, where people looks like, where these people make it look like they're making a dish out of Lego. It's all
Yeah,
like
those-
stop motion.
Those are really fun. They are really amusing, like the time and dedication to it. One of the first ones that I saw, he basically made himself a breakfast out of Lego. But I think what's even funnier is the sequel. He basically starts off the sequel where he's watching that video when he suddenly gets hungry. So he's like, okay, now I'm gonna go make a real breakfast. But the more he keeps trying to make an actual breakfast for himself to eat, the more everything in his kitchen starts turning to Lego.
Oh, jeez.
I literally went down to the comments section and I literally typed up, I think your last video offended some kind of god and you are now cursed.
Did he say anything after that?
No, I don't think he ever replied.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, got those bits done. Might as well handle the rest of the bottom part. Yeah, well, one of my favorite channels to watch when it comes to that, I think it's like Tomostein or I Like Home. Either way, one of those have also like little toys like moving around as well, helping out and stuff. And they're like meowing and everything. It's just so cute. And and they actually did one that was a breakfast that was Super Mario themed.
Wow.
I'll see if I'll find you back and send you a link to it, so you can check it out.
And I'll send you the videos with the actual Lego food assembly scenes.
Awesome. See, this is how people get popular views and stuff.
Yep.
Liking and sharing. If anybody's watching this from my YouTube, don't be shy to like the videos and share them around.
Or
Because
else.
I like knowing that people are watching and enjoying my videos.
I would really like to know that too.
And even if they don't leave comments, just seeing that someone like noticed the video is good enough.
Nah,
Makes me
not
happy.
for me though. Like, if I basically get views on if I get views on my video, I really would like people to leave comments, because it's seriously like, come on, you gotta at least tell me if I did a good job or not. How am I supposed to improve if you don't give me feedback?
Do. Also, as a heads up, if you suddenly hear random screaming on my end, it's because I have my window open. It is nice weather and I like to air out my room.
I don't know why, I was expecting you to say something. If you hear screaming, it's because the window is open, and do not question it further in my environment. I've learned to.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we moved here just a week after that bank robbery, but people move house all the time.
Bank robbery?
Wait, what?
They're implying that Hansel and Gretel robbed a bank.
That is a funny coincidence that you are telling me about there, Hansel.
Quickly, look for the money. It's probably buried here somewhere.
Yeah.
If they did steal it, they probably invested all of their candy business by now.
I'm sorry, that just came out so much out of left field, it's not funny. Oh, I also gotta clean up the wall, too. Okay. There we go. Oh, I missed a window.
Zut alors.
Oh, good thing. Okay, I guess I can't use this. Okay. Just
And
awkward.
there's no way to turn it or something?
Hang on. No, it doesn't look like it.
Seems odd.
Well, that's what a ladder's for. And this thing can extend pretty tall. See?
Yep. You know, basically, like, suddenly basically thinking about Hansel and Gretel, it's got me thinking about that one Bugs Bunny cartoon where somehow he ends up in the story and ends up rescuing the kids from the witch. But one of the funniest running jokes in the story is that nobody really buys Hansel's name. They don't understand it. They keep questioning it when Bugs meets the kids. Children, what are your names? My name is Gretel, and my name is Hansel. And Bugs is like, Hansel? Hansel? Hansel?
And then, wait, doesn't even like Prince Charming somehow randomly pops in too?
Yeah, because after the kids get away, the witch decides that she's gonna eat Bugs, so she ends up poisoning him, and he ends up falling into a deep sleep. Prince Charming shows up and basically wakes him up like Sleeping Beauty, and he's like, thanks for bringing me out of that, Mac, but I think you're looking for Snow White. This here's the story of Hansel and Gretel. Hansel? 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 And the prince just walks away like that.
Yeah.
That skit that episode has a really weird ending though, with basically the witch's potion backfiring on her and turning her into a female rabbit.
Oh
Bugs,
god.
and Bugs doesn't seem all that nonplussed about the fact that she wanted to eat him a few seconds ago. I know, but deep down they're all witches inside.
I think.
Who else but Bugs?
Da, 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 da.
Oh man. I know. Oh, there's graffiti all over here.
Graffiti.
Woo!
I have a feeling that that's not architecture wall plans.
Oh God!
Yep.
Yeah, they totally robbed the bank.
Why would they draw up their master plan on the side of their house?
I'm telling you, the money has to be here as well if they're that stupid. You know what would be funny?
Yeah.
If the Rick and Grime you clean up is part of the thing, but the actual like plans wasn't, and you just get an alternative ending if you just leave without doing that.
Yeah.
Basically, like that whole thing about them having their conspiracy to rob the bank drawn up on the wall reminds me of a Blackadder joke. Ah, yes, the criminal mastermind always has them make one fatal mistake. Theirs was to have their entire conspiracy printed on plain manuscript. Entire conspiracy printed on plain manuscript.
The things we discover and then immediately remember thanks to video games. You know?
I mean, honestly, I'd say good for them. Their parents abandoned them in the woods. When life basically turns its back on you, you turn your back on it.
Yep. And though in some of the stories I hear that the dad had no choice, really. It was all the stepmother.
Yep. That's basically like the consensus that I have. It was all the mother's doing.
Man, can't there be just like one fairy tale where the stepmother is, you know, nice?
But unfortunately, we couldn't do that without overturning the entire basis of the British Constitution.
Never is that simple now, is it?
Never, ever, ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just that beef I have. Every time when I read a fairy tale with an evil stepmother or something, I always just think, man, it's like down to time the evil stepmother's like messing around with their kid. Why can't there be a story where the stepmother is nice for once?
Yeah, I do basically kind of think that. In fact, that's kind of one of the reasons why I basically kind of dislike the Dursleys from Harry Potter so much, because it's like, this just doesn't feel real to me.
I know.
But then again, the whole concept of the evil step-parent is like, basically it's a trope that's basically been ingrained in Western civilization since relatively the beginning. Heck, just basically look at Hera. She's basically the quintessential evil stepmom.
And to think, all that happened is because Zeus couldn't keep it in the under the toga.
My husband cheated on me, so I'm gonna make his child miserable.
And make it the mother of that child's problem, if she lives that long.
Actually, truth be told, she sort of had an agreement with Zeus that she couldn't really do anything specifically to his lovers. She had to basically get back at them indirectly, so...
So Zeus thought like 80% ahead.
Pretty much, yeah.
And this is the same guy that convinced Hades that kidnapping his wife was a good idea.
Well,
That's triggering the seasonal thing in Greek mythology.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that Zeus gave him the idea of gave Hades the idea of kidnapping her. Hades just basically said, "Hey, I want her. Can I have her?" Zeus was like, "Sure."
Really? Because I read in some stories, some versions of the stories, Hades was looking for advice and he ended up asking the wrong person.
Really? I don't necessarily know why he would go to Zeus for advice about it. He went to Zeus for permission because Zeus is her father. Yeah, think
true.
about that for a second.
Makes sense. Wait.
Don't think about it. It's a different time period back then.
Mythology is weird!
Yes.
Very weird.
I could have told you that. Also, you have plans next Saturday. We're going to see the Mario movie.
Oh. Well, it's official! I'm going to be seeing the Mario movie next Saturday.
Yay.
Nice.
Yeah, that was what that little minor interruption courtesy of my sister was about. Can't believe he married his own niece!
Basically. And yet, they strangely have the healthiest relationship out of all the other Olympians.
Yep. Yep. He never cheated on her once. Treated her like a queen. She's happy. They even got a frickin' dog named Spot. And the only one that's like getting bummed out about all this is her mom.
Exactly.
Wow.
Even though she's basically free to come and visit her anytime she wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, like, just read the Percy Jackson novels. Basically, Demeter pretty much just becomes that doting, overbearing mother-in-law. You're not treating my daughter well enough. You're not good enough for her. How'd she ever get stuck with a loser like you? Thanks, sis. I think that the Percy Jackson series might be the only instance in any sort of continuity where Hades actually might have cheated on her, because the D'Angelo kids, they're his. So I don't know who their mother was, but I'm pretty sure that she wasn't Persephone. If she was, then they probably wouldn't be half bloods. So
I guess so. I'm
Man,
sure. Bethesda
yeah.
tells me Persephone doesn't mind, really.
I don't think she does. Like, I think that basically, like, Persephone, I think that she basically has the same sort of detachment that most of the other gods have in the series. So, man, that's kind of upsetting, though. When I basically got into reading the Percy Jackson novels, I basically thought, okay, the movies that they made off of this were really not that good. They need to go back and try again. I really hope that somebody does. And somebody is. Unfortunately, that somebody is Disney. Why
I do believe the phrase is, be careful what you wish for, lest it come true.
I mean, I knew that basically somebody with a whole lot of money would have to basically tackle the Percy Jackson series, but why did it have to be Disney?
Right. Yeah, Disney. Oh, you might say I bear slight resemblance to Floozy McGee, but she was much younger than I am, and such a happy soul. Okay.
Floozy McGee.
I have no idea who that was.
Probably the one name of those dastardly thieves that have no relation to this wonderful family.
Yep. Probably what they used to go by before they took on these aliases.
That, or they took. That, or they probably, like, started living in this house after the robbers left.
Oh god, wouldn't that be like, would be just a case of just crap communication?
Yeah.
Boy, we're no relation to the thieves, huh? What do you explain this? The robbers somehow had this place beforehand? Uh-huh.
Man, I haven't seen a contrivance that that contrived since the Fairly Odd Parents episode, where out of nowhere there are two notorious master criminals who look exactly like Timmy's mom and dad.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say something along the lines of, and then somehow Palpatine returns. I'm not sure why you would bring up Palpatine all of a sudden, but...
Out of nowhere, the Blue Fairy shows up.
God, I still remember that story from last...
Yeah, I know. That was like the stupidest thing to put into a play.
I know.
So glad. I am so glad you're like, your class, your drama club or something fixed it up.
Yeah, we changed the ending to basically where Charity stands up for herself, because that kind of ending, it's almost like the story of Job, where basically, like, God spends all this time literally messing with Job, and at the end of it all, it's like, look, Job, I basically did all this for my own amusement. What are you gonna do about it? It's not like you can stop me.
I think that's something that I've learned in the Countdown community as called a big lipped alligator moment.
Sounds about right.
In reference to all dogs go to heaven, where out of nowhere there was this big lipped alligator in the sewers.
Yep, singing. That really was a strange moment in the movie. I mean, honestly, like, watching it myself, I honestly couldn't believe what was happening, or I was basically questioning why it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe that alligator ends up being plot relevant, considering that it ends up killing the movie's main antagonist. In a kind of creepy way, too. It's like one of those things that's like, oh, you know it's coming. Oh. It happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Carface had it coming.
Mm-hmm. And then they bring them all back again for the second film.
Yeah. Well, Charlie did say that they'd be back.
Yep. And I find it ironic that they made the devil basically a cat.
I mean, what else would the devil be?
Hey, cats are awesome!
Yeah, but it's the dogs who go to heaven.
Yeah, because they were all killed by the cats.
I mean, I'm just saying that you don't really get to have 9 lives and expect to end up in heaven when you run out of them.
I'm sure there's a heaven for cats.
I'm sure there is too.
Something that I find really ironic about the All Dogs Go to Heaven series, in the first All Dogs Go to Heaven movie, Charlie Barkin was voiced by Burt Reynolds, and, well, I think Burt Reynolds is dead now, may he rest in peace, but I know that basically, like, back in the day, he sort of garnered this reputation for being kind of a Hollywood bad boy, that basically kind of like he sort of I think had like such a big, bombastic, loud, and kind of rude personality that he alienated all the people around him, so not a lot of people really liked working with him, so that's why they didn't bring him back for the sequel. So for All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, they replaced him with Charlie Sheen. And that's the ironic thing, because Charlie Sheen, as we basically all know from like more than 10 years ago at this point, basically did the same thing.
Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Charlie Sheen. Wait, wasn't he in Two and a Half Men?
He was
Men.
Seriously, that entire show was literally created around the idea of him playing the main character. That's why the show was so awful after he left.
Ah.
Because it lost its soul.
But I mean, I can sort of understand like why everything happened the way it did, because I mean, basically I could sense that in the final few seasons he was getting really frustrated with playing the role, even though it was making him a whole lot of money. He basically saw that the series was literally going nowhere, literally trying to do everything in its power to not resolve itself. Like, you would think that basically like the season where it's devoted all about Charlie finally getting married to his fiancée, only for like in the last 3 episodes for them to have a fight and suddenly break off the entire engagement, and then he spends the rest of the season feeling sorry for himself and getting increasingly more and more drunk, and it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to have a season where he tries to get back together with Chelsea and they eventually do? Or are we just going to keep spinning our wheels like this? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning any of the things that he said or did on set. I'm just basically saying that if they basically had, like, actually ended the show properly, they could have probably ended the series on a really major high note, and the series would have been remembered for being one of the greatest on TV, instead of basically becoming the embarrassment that it was by the time it was over. I mean, that's basically one of the saddest things. It was literally one of the highest rated shows on TV, and yet by the time we reached the end, everybody was just done with it. Like, basically saying, please, let us end it. Let us go. We don't want to do this anymore.
Don't blame them if it's going that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only asking because that name sounded familiar to me.
I figured that it would, because, I mean, hard to believe that there's anybody that basically grew up in this generation that wouldn't know who Charlie Sheen was. It's like not knowing who Robert Downey Jr. is.
Yeah. Personally speaking, I've never seen Two and a Half Men except for like a couple of episodes, but I recognize the name.
I gotta admit, I basically like caught like clips from the show from its earlier seasons on YouTube, and it's like, I remember why I liked this so much. It actually was good once upon a time.
I am a professional roof cleaner! But this is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're only at 54%.
No.
Oh, jeez.
What is that pink stuff on the chimney?
No idea. Let me just check. Bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
Well, at least they weren't wrong about the confectionery bit. But how to get all over the frickin' chimney?
Good question.
I can't help but imagine a giant bubblegum bubble extending from the chimney's mouth. Reminds me of the Never-Ending Story cartoon where Engi Wook develops an super strong chewing gum that only gets stronger as the more you chew it.
Isn't that Willy Wonka?
No, Willy Wonka never actually had a cartoon. He should, but he never did.
Well, I recall him making this crazy bubblegum that turned one of the kids into a giant blueberry.
Nah, well, he made a gum that like turned them into a blueberry. But the point of that gum is that like it was a 3-course dinner. Effectively, you chewed on the gum and you could basically taste dinner. You had like hot tomato soup for like the appetizer. You had roast beef and a baked potato for the main course. Then dessert was the blueberry pie, and that's when the blueberry happened.
Yeah, because apparently he still, he
Has a few kinks to work out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we did Willy Wonka for my drama, for my theater group back in high school. All throughout the time, I kept thinking, why did no one ever make a cartoon based off of Willy Wonka? And I probably realized that maybe Roald Dahl's estate didn't want to do it. But you take a look at all those commercials with like those Wonka products, like the Nerds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They basically pretty much use Willy Wonka, so that's like the cartoon is literally right there. Just make it into a full series.
Ah, there we go.
Because I could just imagine it, like several different kinds of stories with Wonka basically trying to teach Charlie all of his candy-making magic as they go on several kinds of adventures, trying to basically keep their candy-making secrets out of Slugworth's hands.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he was the main bad guy of the whole thing, wasn't he?
Basically, he was basically Wonka's main competition, who basically sent spies to get hired by Wonka, sneak into the factory as employees, and steal all of his candy-making secrets.
Because hard work and
That didn't
dedication
turn out
was
well.
overrated.
Yeah, Hansel looks like nothing. Hansel looks like nothing. Looks nothing like Rocky McGee. Hansel has a huge beard and long, unruly hair, and defeated eyes.
Defeated eyes. Yeah, because those are
Rocky-
things that don't come with age.
Yeah, Rocky was a young, clean-shaven, handsome, with such spirit. Gretel, do you have a crush on the dude?
Rocky. Yeah, clean-shaven, because it's not like with time, someone who was clean-shaven could suddenly go to not being clean-shaven. Maybe someone who's bright-eyed and optimistic would totally have a defeated look in their eyes. So I don't know why he looked totally defeated, considering that they got away with the money.
The plot twist, they ended up crashing and the money all caught on fire.
I still find it funny that when I went to clean up my little artwork, I found those bank plans on the side of the house.
I find it funny that you basically drew that smiley face on top of it.
Well, I got know what's under there until I sprayed. I just thought it was just an easy blank canvas for me to make a smiley face. Still, though, all the talk of that bank robber came completely out of left field. Was there a chapter I skipped?
I really do wonder what it is. What people basically like trying to add a darker edge to old classic fairy tales. Do they not realize that those fairy tales were dark enough as it is?
I know!
Although I'm
Look at the Brothers Grimm. They made theirs real dark.
Although I'm surprised that they did this with Hansel and Gretel. You would think that Jack and Jill would actually be the bank robbers.
Hmm. Careful on the roof, careful on the roof. Every time when I do these steep roofs, it gets me nervous. I should charge hazard pay for these steep roofs.
I'm pretty sure they can afford it.
And then there's, of course, the wall I need to do, but that's going to be an easy thing. Oh, jeez! Well, that did it. Getting a part of the wall done on the way down.
Like I said, gravity.
Well, as Bob Ross would say, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, that's a nickname that my parents had for me.
What, Bob Ross?
No.
Oh, oh, I get it now.
Oh, I caught it immediately, and she needed a moment.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. And to think, my nickname to my parents for all these years and still counting is Munchkin.
Munchkin? You
Yeah.
call your parents Munchkin.
No other way around.
Yeah, no. They call me Munchkin.
Why am I the only one who gets these jokes?
LT,
Hmm?
do you represent the Lollipop Guild?
On my good days. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh gosh dang it, I fell off the roof. No worries, I got an easy way to get back on there. Oh. Sorry about the flowers, you two. Here, listen, I'll make it nice. There, I watered them. Ah, there it was. Whoop. Oh, no worries. I got another way back on the roof. Do. Oh. Okay, not that way. There we go. Back up I go. Game, be nice with my controls, will you? There we go. Ah. Ooh. Nice, cute little weather vane on top.
Man, I cannot believe that next month is May.
Indeed, time does seem to move.
I mean, it feels like it was October yesterday, and we were getting like the teaser trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie, and now here we are, months later, the movie is out.
And on top of all that, Super Nintendo World has opened up in various parks and studios.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it happened all last month. In Orlando, in Hollywood, and of course in Japan.
Well, honestly, I can't wait for it, because
There we go, weather vane's done.
once May gets here, all the pools are going to open again. There's nothing quite like immersing yourself in water.
Hey, look, I'm the weather vane now! Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm on top of the dang thing.
Box-shaped weather vane. Oh, preposterous.
Well, I've seen different shapes of weather vanes. Heck, some people even made weather vanes of different pop culture icons. I think I've seen one of the Millennium Falcon in one convention. Or was it a craft show? I can't remember which, but it was awesome.
Nice.
Now, even I can find geeky things in craft shows. Okay, I did get that. That side all clean. That end of the thing all cleaned up. Okay. Yeah, have you ever been to one of those community craft shows or like even a model show or something or other like that?
I personally can't say that I have.
Nope.
Yeah, I like going to those, so I'm hoping that there may be like one or two over here in chat and I can go take a look at, because you never know what you find in those things. Heck, some people I'm familiar with in certain local conventions sometimes plop a table over at the craft shows because, of course, their stuff is all crafty and everything, and it helps get them more business. Yeah, that's the main thing I like about conventions. It's like the dealer's room, the dealer's den, or whatever. I like going to those more than I kind of do like most of the panels, because you never know who I see in Artist Alley and the dealer's den and what they're selling. If you guys ever go to conventions, what's your favorite part to do?
Wander around, see what they have, explore with any friends I got. I think my favorite time was when I got to explore with Gat when he was over at PAX East.
Oh, yeah. you guys went once.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to a convention, Link?
I don't think that I can actually really do conventions, because, I mean, with the bad leg and all, I mean, conventions
Ah.
basically are a whole lot of walking around, and I have a feeling that I'll probably walk around for like 10 minutes and then basically find a secluded corner somewhere to basically lean on while I basically try and deal with the pain.
Ah, right.
But I do remember that back in high school, basically, like, we went to Thespian Convention, and, well, it really wasn't as spectacular as you might think. Basically, a whole bunch of drama nerds basically gathered in one place, attending shops and classes on how to better their already mediocre acting skills. I think the only part that I liked was that you could basically take in the occasional show every now and then. Some of them were good, but it was a pain.
Ah. I take it like a knee brace or something isn't gonna fix that. Oh, hang on, Gretel's coming. Rocket would never run away from the law and hide out in a dank cottage for years, claiming to be a baker, unless he was completely desperate.
I have a feeling that she is really resenting the fact that they have to be out here.
No, it sounds like they like the idea of being out here. It's just she's like picking on how people assume that she and her brother are these bank robbers.
Right.
There we go. Which, of course, as you know, I'm not buying it. It's because, of course, and I'm the one that unintentionally found their plants on the side of the house while doing my job. Let's see. Seriously, I'm still wondering which immature police officer put that thing on that fire truck that I cleaned up. But yeah, but if there was, but anyways, think if you didn't have like a bad leg, and if you were to go to a convention, which one would you like to go to?
I've thought about going to Dragon Con every single September, but for some reason September is always the month where I seem to run out of money and time.
Ah. What's Dragon Con? That sounds cool.
It's a convention that's basically held in Atlanta.
Huh.
Seems to be the closest one that I can go to.
Ah, that's why that thing didn't get done.
I did want to go to G-Fest once upon a time, but I'm probably going to have to put that on the back burner because I really just don't have the money to spend on it.
I'm sure one day you will.
I hope that basically when I do, I actually can do something while I'm there. Really hate to basically spend money on a 3-day ticket to only basically want to be there for 20 minutes.
G-Con, I'm guessing that's a Godzilla convention.
It's more or less the Godzilla convention.
Ah.
It's really amazing how conventions can start, because it's basically, they can start out with just these small groups of people who want to get together, share these ideas, and next thing you know, you get more and more people that come, and then you actually can start booking celebrities to make appearances at these things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then and then it eventually becomes like Comic-Con.
Basically.
Alrighty. Long boy. Looking good. The main house is just about done. Soon it'll be time to do the walls. There we go. There we go. Steps are done. In fact, the whole house is. Now for this.
Yay.
Woo!
Man, look at the difference that makes.
Mm-hmm. Little TLC with a power washing can do all the difference. This doesn't look like the forest where I could see the volcano. I'm sure we'll see it again. Still, speaking of which, that cat was brave to be chilling near the volcano. I mean, why would it go there in the first place? That tells you it's not as simple as it being the world's biggest fireplace. You want to know what my theory is?
What?
What?
It sensed something's off and he was trying to warn people, but they weren't listening.
The volcano's going to explode! Why, you humans, just stay there! There! Meow! 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 I think the cat's stuck in the tree. Do you think the cat's stuck in the tree? I think the cat's stuck in the tree. We should get it out of the tree. Why are you bringing a ladder? We have to evacuate now!
Attention, good people of Muckington. There's no need to worry about the volcano. Aunt Wu has predicted that the town won't be destroyed by volcanic destruction, so there's really nothing to worry about.
It's opposite day, you fools! She's telling you the opposite!
Another post being cleaned. But yeah, I mean, animals have a very strong sixth sense for certain things, so that's my theory anyways. Look at that. Before, after. Hee. That thing was in my way. There we go. So I wouldn't admit, though I'd like to admit, I wouldn't mind like living out in the middle of the woods. Nice and quiet there. I just gotta make sure I get good Wi-Fi.
Yep, that's pretty much the one thing that,
Excuse me.
that everybody thinks of, the Wi-Fi.
By the way.
Sorry, I had like a bit of a nasty tickle in my throat there. This reminds me of another channel I like to watch called Let Me Explain Studios. There's this, and she goes on this one, and Rebecca Parham, the one who runs and animates for the video, she did this one video where all of a sudden she's ranting about wanting to live in a treehouse because she wants to be the witch of the woods, and then she says, "I want to be a ghost story." Oh yeah, that's a good channel.
Yeah, Rebecca is pretty funny.
Oh, you watch that too?
Yep, I think I found her channel with her rants about like being the girlfriend fairy or something.
Oh my gosh, yes! She actually made a costume for that one Halloween.
Yeah, I saw that. I also like the one where she basically tells a story about what she and her sister got up to when they were kids playing in the backyard. She makes this She makes this really funny joke about how she liked fire when she was a kid, and she still does like fire because, according to her, it's warm and pretty and gets rid of evidence. Anything you want in the boyfriend. It gets rid of evidence. Warm and pretty and gets rid of evidence.
Yeah, now these days she managed to finally get that treehouse home for her cartoon self.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's got.
I guess
It's
better.
pretty much like the TARDIS. It's a lot bigger on the inside than it does look like on the outside.
Well, I guess it's better than me, living in a cave in the mountains. I mean, sure, I've got a computer room, but...
Just gotta be careful of a crocodile, a bee, and a chameleon trying to go in there finding it. Huh.
Crocodile, bee, and a chameleon. I think... for some reason I thought that was going to be some kind of banjo reference, but then I realized, no, chameleon, that's, ukulele, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't finish the door frame. Ow!
There's always something, isn't it? I knew that there was going to be something in the house that you were going to have missed. That way when you did the whole fence perimeter, you thought, what could possibly be missing? It's going to be something on the house.
Yep.
Timber frames 3, cellar door handle, and side eave.
Cellar door handle.
Okay. Be one of these. Oh, yep. There we go. Not that timber frame. Oh! Oh, I saw that. There we go. That's all probably on the roof. Let's see. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
There's two timber
Right.
frames I am missing. Oh, wait. I just saw it. I just saw it. Ah, there's the side eave. There we go. Now to figure out where these timber frames are. Well, it's not these. Well, I'll just respray these until something procs. Oh, yep. it was on. But hey, don't you suppose you have time to fit my poor little Trixie to you? She's all mucked up. Must be a truck. Please.
No, they want you to clean an animal.
Here we go. Look at that. An hour 45. Thank you so much for making the cottage look wonderbar. Feels like a stain on our character has finally been removed and we get back to our true passion. Also, my mind has already led to the recipe of a magnificent new custard strudel. Oh!
Oh, that sounds good.
Hansel, Gretel, I wouldn't mind a sample. Alrighty. Okay, we got Grandpa Miller's car, an SUV, and the recreation vehicle. What do you say? We clean the SUV because it looks like a very quick job?
And that's how it always begins.
Alright. My poor SUV, look at the side of it. Dropped off kids at the play school and the police had closed National Park Drive for some reason. I had to double back over dirt tracks to get home. Trixie wasn't built for roads like that. Please get her look all cutesy again. Okay. Alright, Mrs. Ryerson. Hey, don't you spell? Okay, that's an old message. Oh yeah, this is a quick one. It's all mud. It's nothing but mud.
In the words of Dennis Hopper, you know what I love about mud? It's clean and it's dirty at the same time. Monkey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gnome. I couldn't resist. That must have been some dirt road for her to go through to get her SUV this all messy.
Yep, must have happened during a rainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 star.
1 star, 2 star, all as big as my head.
Here to make up for it, Mr. Gnome, you can sit right up there. Oh. Here. Take a nap.
And that's how Vegeta wins. Bye-bye.
There we go. Yeah, as you notice, this time around I wasn't buying quite as much stuff because I'm trying to save up for... Give me since I'm getting close to 90 stars, that bad boy. The heaviest duty power washer this game can offer me. The Prime Vista Pro. I need $5,000 and 90 stars. I'm at $72 with 1,190. Make that 73 stars. So yeah, it all adds up. I mean, this looks like a very nice SUV. It looks practically new. It had some bad luck with the mud. I just gotta clean out the roof and then we're done. And that'll be it for this episode.
Boy, that was quick.
Yeah, see,
And
like I
easy.
said, very quick. What? Oh, is this the water jet people? I'm having a frightful time with the ordinary. Any chance you give it a quick whiz? Eh?
What?
Nani.
Okay.
This is
We'll
almost
figure
as
this
weird
out.
as when I was given a text from my mother if old Susie had her cheese.
Yeah. Oh, she looks beautiful. Just in time for my afternoon catch up with the girls. Thank muchly. You're welcome, Mrs. Ryerson. Alrighty. Oh!
What?
He's talking about one of the oldest bikes in the world.
Clean the penny farthing.
Okay, well, it looks like next week's episode it's gonna be all vehicles, both the motor kind and the not so motor kind. So, oh wait, I think one of our coworkers is looking for an RV. So we get this bad boy cleaned up. We could probably leave it as a gift. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Yeah, so next week we're going to be cleaning Grandpa Miller's car, penny farthing, and the RV. Talk about a good way of starting up some spring cleaning, eh?
Yep. That's
Yep.
it. It's definitely hitting the spot.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Haos and Link for joining me.
Oh,
As always.
Our pleasure.
And remember, the only real magic you have is your imagination.
And the power of getting away with crime.
Apparently. Because that is just the freakiest of a coincidences, you know?
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.